Hey guys, and welcome to another fabulous time here with GIMME Global Exposure Networking Business with JDL. What I'm bringing up for you on this particular video today, we're going to go over a few things in this little new world that we're in. We keep hearing that we're all in this together, right? A lot of companies are saying it, a lot of people are saying it throughout social media and beyond. So, while we get back to a sense of normal, we're looking at the possibility not until the end of 2021 at the earliest. Again, not until the end of 2021. That could change, go longer. So, what does that all really mean, right? So, soon, what will happen is you'll be hearing we're all in this together. We'll become, we're fighting this, we're winning, and we're on a path to recovery. Give you a couple of ideas of where some of the main things are going to really be in there. Digital transformation. The way that those are going to be different, right? So let's go over a few of those, right? So imagine, if you will, let's first say we are Kroger, for example. We'll take that company for example, and your biggest competitor is Walmart. Then their decision to offer free curbside pickup for groceries means you have to build out that process as well. Most companies realize that now in the moment, the decision, they don't actually have the expertise or resources in order to transform that as the way they need it to, right? Now there's going to be a new process, new skill sets, and new technology all happening at the same time, right? So marketing events are going to go over to digital. All in the same time while they're acquiring skill sets and building the new technology so they can do so. Not a really easy task to do for any really one company. So most of these companies are now focusing on the same type of things: remote functionality, digital broadcasting, and distributed events, and etc. And of course, coming into the third thing, remote. Basically, the first workforce and culture will transform work, right? Nearly every company in this world has realized the aspect of their business can and even should be performed remotely. Now, that could be either to achieve higher levels of productivity or reduce overhead costs and expense, right? That's why so many implications in this relationship that they realized that remote works, and it will open many new doors of opportunity for businesses all over the world, right? Some of those things could be they could find better talent at a fraction of the cost by being able to recruit outside of local communities. They can employ more contractors and fewer full-time employees for the roles that don't require full-time commitment. They can also provide employees with more flexibility and remote first benefits that can attract interesting new team members. The fourth thing, how companies will have to evolve which will reshape the entire industry. So even as streaming has taken over the entire television and movie industry, big movie houses like Disney have still been releasing movies for theaters first. Of course, most of those released on DVD and streaming platforms. So in this new whole world, what role will movie theaters play? Will they play a role at all? Could. The fifth thing, a way to mitigate risk and diversity. The unique thing about most businesses, and has been, is a sort of a business model, right? Such as Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Normston, and of course naturally sell their items at a reduced price in their stores. So the attraction for customers every time that you kind of step into a TJ Maxx, you'll find new assortments of items. Of course, there are a lot of retailers that have doubled down on the loyalty of its customers, prioritize in the store experience because people love shopping in store. So, a lot of different changes are going to be happening with a lot of businesses. So I basically went over 5 of those. One is a digital transformation, so that there could be a whole different type of thing, right? Kind of go into kind of examples of those, right? The reality is when all physical events get shut down across the country or even globally, you have to transform digitally. When your 30,000 salespeople are suddenly working from home, you have to learn how to sell digitally. When you're a small bookshop, you can't remain open anymore. You have to quickly navigate to be able to operate in a digital world. Number 2 was the new processes with the new skill sets and new technology all happening at the same time. Not going to be real easy, but marketing events over to digital, while at the same time creating the process, acquiring the skill sets, and building new technology so that they can do so. The third is to be working from home by remote. First workforce and culture will transform work. Most of those have already happened, and I went over a few of those, right? Top 3 things is that they can find better talent at a fraction of the cost, being able to recruit outside of their local community. They can employ more contractors and fewer full-time employees for the roles that don't require full-time commitments, and more flexibility with remote and adding first benefits, right? 4, companies will have to evolve that will reshape the entire industry. Like I mentioned, streaming has taken over the entire television and everywhere. You probably noticed that. The 5th way is a way to mitigate risk and diversity. Right? You have to find what you need. Go figure out their business model, right? So for many years, retailers have doubled down on the loyalty of its customers, prioritized the in-store experience, as most people love shopping in-store. So that is going to change. So The root of the problem is that most businesses don't think when their things are going well, that they need to invest in other aspects of the business. Uh, so, for an example, how could they turn 25,000 people person event into a 50,000 person event? Well, it's not until physical events get shut down altogether that you realize you should have been asking a different question. The true benefit of digital transformation has always been to come up with a different business model for the betterment of the company. And so over the next 18 months, we're going to see our companies, big and small, all over the world, transferring themselves into a business that is more digital, more remote, and more nimble. Just in case, should something like this ever happen again. In other words, when your business is doing so great, you're not thinking of tomorrow, what could happen, right? Be prepared. Which kind of really mind boggles me a little bit with this technology. I would think as the technology moving that they would be kind of prepared not only for something like this that's happening, right, but beyond that, right? A lot of stores have came and gone. You've seen them: Kmart, Sears, a few Macy's. There's been many of them, right? Radio Shack, Toys R Us, for the most part. But you get what I'm saying. And they transfer over to this online world. So those are basically the top 5 things that I wanted to kind of go over, what you're going to really start to expect to see, right? And they predict this to really keep going until 2021, possibly the end of 2021. So between digital transformation, right? New processes, new skill sets, and new technology. Doing all 3 at the same time. That's not really easy. And then, of course, naturally, the remote first workforce and culture will just transform to work, right? Realizing to be more digital and work from home. Companies will then have to evolve, which will reshape industries, right? And a way to mitigate risk and diversity. So, just wanted to throw that out there, just to kind of, because it came up to one of my keynote speaking. How this is one concept will transfer the future of work post from the COVID-19, right? Soon, as I said, it would be we're all in this together, and and then of course naturally from we're all in this together. This is a crisis, and we're fighting it together, right? Because a lot of people are saying we're all in this together, and eventually that's going to shift off. We're all doing this together, one way or the other, for the many roads ahead. So soon, where you're hearing we're all in this together will become this is a crisis, and we're fighting it together. After that, it will become we're fighting this, we're winning, and we're on the path to recovery. 3 stages there. Alright guys, well, I wanted just to bring that up real quick. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned, a lot of more stuff is ready to come. This is just a way to kind of get you a little bit prepared before it happens, right? And I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in again soon. And thank you very much for all my followers and supporters. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Stay safe out there. Keep positive. And now you got a little bit of an insight there. So I'm going to bring in that music at the end, and then we'll talk to you soon. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all again soon. Be sure you subscribe when you see it inside my YouTube channel. If you're not, you follow me inside Twitter. You follow all my group pages that are inside of Facebook as well, and joining them. And of course, naturally, in my Just Social Networking platform, where we're taking back the internet and the World Wide Web. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all again soon.